You know someone like this, or maybe it's you, graduated top of their class, has read every finance book cover to cover, could explain compound interest, tax brackets, and portfolio diversification at a dinner party. And yet, at 34, has less than $200 in their savings account. This isn't a story about laziness, it's not about bad luck, and it is definitely not about being stupid. This is about a psychological trap so invisible, so perfectly designed, that the smarter you are, the harder you fall into it. Stay with me for the next few minutes, because what you're about to hear might be the most uncomfortable and most useful thing you learned this year. Here's a fact that will bother you. Research consistently shows that higher IQ does not reliably predict higher net worth. In fact, some studies suggest the opposite. Smart people don't fail at wealth because they lack information. They fail because their intelligence becomes a weapon, pointed directly at themselves. Let's break down exactly how this happens. The more creative ways they find to explain why they're not building wealth. Trap number 1 is something experts call analysis paralysis. Smart people love data. They research obsessively. They compare every option, read every review, watch every expert take contradicting the last expert. And while they're analyzing, someone with half the knowledge just started. The brutal truth? A mediocre plan executed today beats a perfect plan executed never. Waiting for perfect information is just procrastination wearing a very smart disguise. Trap number 2 is nastier. We call it intellectual self-sabotage. Smart people are elite-level rationalizers. They can construct a bulletproof argument for any decision, including the ones that keep them broke. The market is overvalued right now. I'll invest after I pay off this debt. I need to learn more before I commit. These sound reasonable. They feel reasonable. That's the trap. Intelligence doesn't just help you solve problems, it helps you avoid the discomfort of solving them, while making the avoidance feel logical. Trap 3 is one almost nobody talks about: identity-based money avoidance. Many intelligent people, especially those who define themselves by their ideas, creativity, or principles, have developed a quiet belief that caring too much about money is beneath them. Money becomes associated with greed, shallowness, or selling out. So the brain creates an unconscious rule. People like me don't chase money. And just like that, a core belief disguised as a moral position quietly destroys your financial life. Smart people are extraordinary planners. Vision boards, spreadsheets, 5-year roadmaps with quarterly milestones. The plan is immaculate. The execution is missing. Here's the psychology behind this. Planning feels like progress. Your brain releases the same low-grade dopamine, whether you're doing the work or just thinking about doing the work. You get the reward without the risk. And smart people, more than anyone, are addicted to that reward. If this is already clicking for you, the next part is where it gets even more specific. We're going to talk about the fix, but only subscribers get notified when we drop the deeper dives. Hit subscribe and the bell. Takes 2 seconds. Back to it. So, what actually breaks this pattern? Not more information, not a better plan. The research is clear. The unlock is almost always behavioral, not intellectual. Shrink the action until it's embarrassingly small. You don't start investing, you open the account. That's it. Tomorrow, you fund it with $10. That's it. Your brain can't argue with $10. Smart people fail at massive commitments they've overthought. They almost never fail at comically small ones. Separate your identity from your finances. Your intelligence, your values, your creativity. They have nothing to do with whether your money works for you while you sleep. Rich doesn't mean shallow. Broke doesn't mean pure. Letting your money grow is not selling out, it is buying freedom. Create a system that requires zero willpower. Automate one transfer, one recurring investment, one bill that pays itself. Smart people try to win with discipline. Wealthy people win with design. The smartest person in the room is not always the richest person in the room. But the person who stops performing their intelligence and starts directing it usually ends up being both. You don't have a knowledge problem. You have an action problem. And the only cure for an action problem is action.